Hello! We are back for the final 6 tribal council. All the players are just hanging out in a little cute circle.
Line them up.
And are now being summoned on over to the tribal council area. Ooh! And here come our final 6 players. We've got Isaiah, Liz, Kaylee, Kira, Kendall, and Amy. They are heading on in. Their seats are much farther apart than normal. Don't love that.
All right, I'll bring in the jury. We've got Rayhan, Andy, Patrick, Dion, and Ned voted out at our last tribal council. Patrick with a perfect dismount. All right, Isaiah, last tribal council. You all lied to me again. Told me it was between yourself and Ned. It ended up being between Ned and Amy. That said, your name was obviously out there as an option. Do you feel like that challenge was a must-win for you?
Yeah, 100%.
Had you practiced fire making before?
Yeah, I practiced before. I literally, you can ask Liz or any other old tyrants. I helped make fire the next morning. Liz got the first one on the night, and I was very proud of myself. I practiced fire a little bit, but yeah, I got fire started, and yeah, so I've done it. But that flint I've never seen before in my life, so my brain kind of like malfunctioned because I was like, oh, I'm gonna get the flat rectangle with the serrated edge. I know how to do it. Yeah, so that's just kind of what threw me off, and
so take me through. You go back to the field, you start strategizing. Obviously, you know your name's going to come up, but what are the alternate plans? How do you kind of crack this other group of 5 here?
Yeah, so for the most part, I kind of just, you know, said my thank yous and my appreciations and how proud I am of all of these. Oh God, what? Can you not? Emotions? Thank you. Proud of all of these beautiful, strong women because this is such a big achievement for Can You Survive, and I'm just proud of all of them. So it's more so appreciating them because I really do feel like it was me. I did to a couple people try to pitch something just to not feel like I'm fully giving up. But in my eyes, it's just the realization, and like I said, I'm proud of them, and I can't wait to see them fight it out if that is what happens, if I do go. And yeah, that's basically it.
Okay. Amy, I've been fooled before. I'm not buying it. So, I mean, are there more conversations going on than Isaiah is talking about here? Do you feel like, I mean, your name has come up a lot. Do you feel like you're in as much trouble as Isaiah right now?
I have felt in trouble since, no, that thing we did down by the water.
Oh, touchy subjects.
I'm so tired. Touchy subjects. And I've gotten votes, I think, every round. I don't think there was one I haven't since then, so I'm always nervous. I think it's Isaiah, but I've thought things the last several rounds and was also fooled. Like
if it is Isaiah and we go down to 5, do you feel comfortable you're going to be able to survive that final 5, or the fact that your name's been out so much means that you're the next to go?
I feel that's very likely. So
was there anything where you went to Isaiah and said, let's you and I try to link up and do something?
It's fine. You do you. You're doing great.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Hoping I can win immunity and putting my trust in these lovely ladies again.
All right. Interesting. So, in terms of the other plan, Isaiah, do you want to throw it? Was it Amy's name, or are you comfortable sharing that, or?
Yeah, it was Amy's name. I feel like that's kind of the only name that even though, again, I feel like throughout this game so far, especially in the merge, I've kind of known where the vote was actually going, even though I wasn't going with that vote, because I felt, again, just for my game, it wasn't right for it. And I've told Amy almost every time that, like, I'm writing your name down. She's always asked me, literally since we've met, like, if you ever think it's me or you're ever going, like, to vote me, just let me know, be honest with me. And I've tried to do that. So yeah, I feel like it's just, most likely that was the name I threw out, and most likely that's what I'll probably just write down. Even though, again, I don't think it will matter.
Kaylee, you've won back-to-back individual immunities. That was a pretty impressive fire-making win there. Do you think that there's any benefit in changing things up and keeping potentially someone who could be seen as like an underdog like Isaiah around an extra vote or two as a shield at this point, or is that too dangerous?
It's crossed my mind, I won't lie. But I think at this point, I'm trusting people that I'm talking to, and Isaiah, although at this very moment might be an underdog, has not been an underdog in this game. He's played a fantastic social, mental, and physical game. So I think, in this moment, yeah, I think I know how it's going, and I didn't make a plea the other way, but he should be unbelievably proud of the game he played, and I have a lot of admiration for it, and I tried to extract as much information from him as I could before he goes. Yeah, that's about it.
Okay. Liz, last tribal was kind of the only one where it felt like the entire group hadn't reached a full or mostly full consensus. But then we come right back and it's seemingly back to that kind of vibe. How do you feel comfortable in this group of 5 or 4 that you're not just the next one that the consensus is going to be on?
I mean, that's always something that's running through my mind. I think every single time I come to tribal, there's always that paranoia, that, anxious that, you think you have a plan going in, but it could be something completely different and you have no idea. And, people make you feel comfortable and you don't know, but again, this is a game of trust, and, you really have to rely on those people that you talk to. And you build those relationships with, and just hope that what you built with them is enough.
Okay. Hero, we're starting to get to the point where you really need to start thinking, can I beat these people at a final tribal council, right? So you might be solid with these 4 folks, but is there a group of them that you feel like there's a chance, at least, if I get to the end with this person or this other person, that I can get more votes with them?
Consistently in my life, I've doubted myself a lot, and I do have doubts that I won't be able to beat some people, but I've made it this far. I'm proud of myself for making it this far. Didn't think it would happen, so whether I'll pitch my heart out, so that's really all I got, is all I can do with my best.
Okay. Kendall, we're nearing the point where this side's going to be bigger than this side, so with these kind of group consensus votes, how do you stand apart from the other ones to make sure that this group knows, hey, I was playing really hard and I was in control of this vote, or I was in control of that move? If you're all voting together, it's going to be really hard to make that case at the end.
That feels a little bit like a dig.
No, I don't know what's going on, so I'm just asking. Do you start thinking, hey, I need to make sure that this person going out knows that I was in charge of this, or how do you kind of approach sending someone like, if it is Isaiah or Amy, that kind of goodbye conversation with them?
I think the women stand strong, and unfortunately, Isaiah, I'm sorry, but it's your time to go, and you've played an amazing game, and we all respect you for that, and I just would like to stay in solidarity with the girls, and then whatever happens, happens. We can duke it out, and hopefully if I make it to the end, all I can do is pitch my best to the jury, and hopefully they can see, from my perspective, maybe why I can win.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. If you're all ready, you can get to the vote. We'll start with you, Kendall.
All right, away they go to vote. And we'll head on over to our boulder. Okay.
heading on over into the shade out of the sun to have our regularly scheduled chat time. Ooh. Okay. Oh, it's so much cooler in the shade than it is in the sun, I gotta say. Okay. I got my handy dandy little note sheet to talk to y'all about stuff. So, okay. So, as y'all know, we have been surprised pretty much every tribal council all day and all of last night. However, the surprises might have run out. Not sure. So Isaiah obviously feeling like he is in the minority here, feeling like he's gonna go. And his hope right now to stay alive is pitching Tyrem, that the players will stay Tyrem strong. This bug is buzzing around me and I wish it would leave me alone. How dare it invade my boulder? I'm so offended. But I don't want to like get any farther in the woods. All right, we're gonna, sorry, lest I scream, we're gonna go to another spot to talk. I'm not gonna say further back because, oh no, it's found me in its own again, sorry. So Isaiah wants to stay Tyrem strong and use his extra vote. So that would be a total of 4 votes out of 6. Oh my god, this fucking hard. I'm sorry. This is just a problem. And we're gonna go in the garage again and see if it leaves me alone. Or maybe we'll just go inside. I'm sorry, y'all. Normally I have bug spray around me to like ward it off, but not right now. I gotta get it for next time. Okay, sorry, we're gonna have another ugly chat time. My apologies. Okay, hopefully we're safe in here, and if not, I'll just walk inside. It is what it is. Okay, so back to this. So Isaiah, his pitch was to stay Tyrem strong, which would of course be with Kendall, him, Liz, and then Isaiah still has an extra bank to vote that he did not use at the last tribal council. He said that he did not end up using it to save Ned and send Amy home because he did not know that Kendall was voting for Amy instead of Ned. And so he thought that it wouldn't have made a difference at all. What the hell is going on out there? Sorry, there's like a weird noise and it's scaring me. I feel like they're lying in wait for me to go back outside. So, he didn't know that Kendall was voting, so he didn't think that it would make any difference. And so therefore he did not use the banked vote. Although, even if he had thought it would make a difference, he apparently hasn't even brought his banked vote up to the last 2 like voting booth opportunities. He's like completely forgotten to even bring it. So like that is his only, there's just like the wildest noise out there. Anyway, so his last ditch effort is to pitch, I think he was saying Amy, but just ultimately trying to let Kendall and, Liz decide who he would be placing his extra vote on, because that's like his only chance to flip the script in the game. Let's see. And what I think is really cool is that you'll notice he mentioned Tyrem in his speech in the tribal council, and he's actually been wearing, for the last few rounds, he's been wearing his Tyrem buff, like as his main buff, whereas everyone else has been wearing the gold merge buff, but he's had that Tyrem buff on his head, like, I think trying to signal his fellow Tyrem people, like, hey, I'm here, let's do it, let's run this. So I don't know if it has fallen on deaf ears, or if Kendall and Liz are interested. I know Kendall did flip over with Ned and Isaiah for last vote, but because Liz stuck with the women, that did not work out. And speaking of, so Kendall was the one woman to flip and vote against Amy instead of Ned, and apparently she went straight over to Amy and let her know that she had done that, and that she had made it, she said that she had made a pact with Ned on like the outcast tribe to never like write his name down, and so she wanted to honor that. And Amy was like apparently totally fine with it and was like, yeah, okay, like, it is what it is. And then kind of paused and was like, That's the second time Kendall has like flipped on me so far. And then she goes, so yeah, we're voting Isaiah. there was nothing beyond that. And it's interesting. The one thing I didn't get to tell you all about last tribal council that I forgot to, but that I wanted to, is when Kendall was giving one of her answers, I saw Amy kind of like side eye her and then just like have a thinking face on. And I felt like maybe in that moment, Amy was realizing that like Kendall is not the, you know, dumb, clueless player that she's really putting on in her persona. And so I feel like Amy kind of recognized that, but I feel like Amy might just either not care or not like capitalize on it and just kind of be like, okay, because Amy, when asked about kind of like, okay, well, once you get to the 5, who do you think it's going to be, said she thought it was going to be her. What? I know tribal's happening. Is it almost over?
They're like halfway done.
Okay. Sorry, a pre-juror just told me that tribal council was happening. And so she was like, well, I think it's me or Kaylee, and Kaylee's been, you know, winning challenges and I haven't, so we'll see. So I don't think she has much of a plan beyond that. I know everyone else is very excited and is kind of like, rah, rah, the future is female. And of note, I guess the last thing to tell you guys, Liz's ideal final 3 is a Liz, Kira, Kendall final 3, so Amy is right to think that it's her or Kaylee up next on the final 5 chopping block. So, all right, let's go see if the players have done what they said they were going to do, or if we're going to get #blindsided yet again. All right, heading back on into tribal council.
Alright. Anybody has a hidden immunity idol and would like to play one, now would be the time to do so.
I've always wanted to do that.
I'll get to the votes. First vote. Isaiah.
It's okay.
Second vote. Amy. Third vote. Amy. Fourth vote. Isaiah. That's 2 each. Fifth vote. Isaiah. Sixth vote. Isaiah. And the next person voted out of Can You Survive the Great Mountain? And the 6th member of our jury, Isaiah.
No. I don't need a
Hugs all around before Isaiah exits the tribal council area.
Isaiah?
Yes, do it.
Try this vote. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right, and we're
As a child of a single mother, seeing 5 women at the end like this is really, really uplifting. So good luck to you all. And also, surprise, me and Patrick did get burritos and margaritas as our rewards.
Isaiah dropping a bomb on the way out of tribal council. We will go ahead and follow him up the road. All right, Isaiah, so we're gonna come back up the way. I'd been going in the woods, but the hornets keep a-coming, so we're just gonna head up the hill. And then we're still on live stream, so you'll have some time to share your thoughts and anything you want to say, and then I'll ask you a couple questions.
All right. If I get emotional, I'm sorry, guys.
Oh, you would not be alone if you got emotional. I will just say that. You would be joining almost every other CYS player in history making it to day 4. So, all right, so here looks good.
Just again, I knew that that's where things were going to go. As some people that are probably watching know, who've maybe watched Survival Challenge Season 9, I was a part of the Final 5 of queer and POCs that wanted to make a message for the kind of winners that were already part of that game. So seeing this happen is awesome because that means that there will be the first woman winner of Can You Survive. So I'm not feeling any which way other than just very proud of all of them. I did better than Cameron's placement in Survival Challenge, so that's also something I wanted to accomplish. Yeah, I know. I feel fine. I know that I probably have my partner Carl, and see, it's that. I knew it was gonna be him. I'm sure that he's probably watching, and my coworkers, and my friends, and my loved ones. I hope I did y'all proud, and yeah, I'm like really excited to find out how much I raised for Cerebral Palsy Foundation, because as someone with cerebral palsy, this game meant so much to me, and yeah, I'm really, really proud, and I didn't have my name written down once until literally just now, which I think is an amazing accomplishment, especially knowing kind of that I'm kind of known in the world now a little bit with the allergies. So, and this is my last one of the year, and it was a great way to go out. I freaking loved it, and I'm so excited to watch the rest of this go down.
Wonderful. Well, you kind of answered a lot of my questions already. I was going to tell you, you have so much to be proud of, and I just wanted to know maybe what's the thing you're the most proud of from your time out here.
Yeah, so other than, never getting a vote until right now, oh gosh, I wish I could say an immunity win, like an individual, but I was so close multiple times.
You sure were.
Most proud. I feel like I definitely had a lot of anxiety coming into this, and I feel like I always have anxiety coming into live games, but this one in particular, because with the charity aspect, I felt like if I did, like, I felt like if it did bad or it didn't go far, that I was like, you know, oh cool, what's the point? Because, you know, just depends on how far you make and how much money you can raise. So I don't know, it was a little bit more pressure, I guess, and
Sure.
Being able to get this far and know that I actually kind of exceeded where I honestly thought I was going to be gone pre-merge, to be completely honest, especially because, again, the more games I've kind of been a part of, I was literally on Survival Challenge live streams a week before this game, and I know people watch it, so going into this I was like, people are going to know exactly who I am and know that my energy, and I was very scared, but I'm very happy. I feel like I played the middle really, really, really well, told people things when they needed to be told. Again, kept my name off of paper. Like, I was very, very happy about that. So, yeah, overall, just really proud of my whole journey throughout this.
Absolutely, as you should be. And I know you made it all the way to day 4, got to experience a lot of the game.
Yes.
Congrats.
Thank
and
you.
I know these games can oftentimes be a little bit of a learning experience for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd love to hear maybe if you learned a little something about yourself that you didn't know or realize before coming into this.
Yeah, so, well, I made fire, finally, which was awesome. I cooked
Yes.
rice, which I didn't get to do before. I don't know, did I learn anything about myself? I mean, I feel like this happens all the time with live games. I feel like I always just repeat this, but it's still true. It's just with my disability, it shows that, like, it doesn't matter that I have that. And even though my brain can always tell me, like, you're gonna do bad. Like, when I did the arch thing with the ball on the balance beam, me not getting even halfway across that beam was so disheartening, because I immediately was like, it's because of your disability. It's because of that. And being able to do everything else kind of, like, you know, shut that down. Yeah, I just learned that. I just always learn every time I go into this, even if I have anxiety, if I have doubt about my skills and how I'm going to do in the game, that so far I've always done good. I've never done worse than, I think, 7th place in games. I haven't played a whole lot, but, like, I'm really proud that I can always prove myself wrong, and I've done that consistently. So yeah.
Absolutely. I know that was so important to you, and you very, very obviously to me did that. So congratulations. And I know you've touched on it earlier in this interview, but to close us off, I just want to give you one more chance to shout out your charity and let everyone know who you're playing for.
Yes, I am playing for, or I have played for, the Cerebral Palsy Foundation. They're a wonderful, wonderful foundation that provide assistance and equipment and services to people with cerebral palsy. There's multiple different ranges of cerebral palsy, from mild, like my case, to major, where you have to be taken care of your entire life, be in a wheelchair, walking sticks, things like that. So they provide that assistance to families and to patients of their own. And yeah, they're wonderful. And please, 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 anybody with CP, possibly mild cases or even moderate cases, don't be ashamed. Don't be worried that you can't do something like this. I'm standing right here doing it, and try it out.
Absolutely. Isaiah, thank you so much for that inspiring last message. I will now let you head on over to Ponderosa with your handler, Robbie. Giving one final wave to the viewers. All right. And with that, we have a final 5 that is all female players. I am so excited, and I might cry. So I'm like, oh my God, I am gonna cry crazy. I'm not even in this game. But I'm super excited to watch them all battle it out to see who will make the final tribal council. We are setting up the next challenge. I'm gonna go dab my eyeballs, and we should be back, I believe, in like 5 to 10 minutes, because we're already kind of setting it up, so it should be pretty soon. Yeah, so see y'all soon.